Hey everyone, welcome back and Happy New Year. In today's video, we're going to learn how to draw the development of the frustum of a cone. Stick around because this is the first video in a long line of development videos and you will want to watch it till the end. Okay, so here's where we begin. We have our cone. As you can see, we have the front elevation of the cone and we have the plan of the cone, which is in the shape of a circle. At this point, everything is in construction lines and our cone has been truncated, or it has been cut. And this is our cutting line there, as you can see. And this is our plan. Now we're going to do the development of the frustum of the cone, which will show you what it looks like when you open it. It's a bit lengthy, but once we follow all the steps correctly, there will be no issues. There will be no issues and it will lead us, or they will lead us to the end result or the desired end result. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to divide the plan into 12 parts. We're going to divide the plan, which is a circle, into 12 parts. And in order to do this, we will draw lines that are 500 millimeters in length. That's the radius of the plan. And they will be at 30-degree angles from each other, as you can see me entering right now. So this is our first line, 500 millimeters, 30 degrees. And this is the second line, it's 500 millimeters again. And this one says 60 degrees, but it's 30 degrees from the previous line. Now, because of the CAD software, I'm not going to go around the circle and draw all these lines. I'm just going to mirror what I have already. So you can see I have the top half of the plan. And now I'm going to do even more mirroring and do the bottom half. If you are doing this traditionally or manually, then you simply need to get your set squares, your 30-60 set square to be specific. And you can have all these lines drawn in a matter of seconds. Right, so we have our plan. It's fully divided into 12 equal parts. It looks like a wheel, or a bicycle wheel or something. And off camera, I went ahead and I numbered each line, as you can see here. So it's numbered 1 to 12. These numbers or these points are very important because they will help us further down in our construction. What I'm going to do now is draw some lines upwards from our points. So I'm going to draw a line from 10, 11, 12, 1, and 2. And each line will stop at the base of our front elevation. And you can see it right now. So they are stopping at the base of our front elevation. And these are very important. These lines are very important because now we're going to take these points and carry them all the way to the vertex of our cone. So you can see me doing them here. This is 10, 11. Well, we don't need to do 12 because he goes all the way up. This is 1 and this is 2. 3 and 9 are already there. They are on the outsides of the cone. Great. So what we have now resembles a Christmas tree of sorts. It looks very decorated. And everything is in construction lines at the moment. So it may seem a bit confusing, excuse me. But what I'm going to do now is simply change the layers from construction to outline so that it's easier to distinguish the outline of the base and the elevation, which is the frustum of the cone. Right, so there we have it, and it's easier to identify just what's going on. Now the vertex or the top of the cone is still in construction lines because it's not real. It's not real. It no longer exists. It was cut off, and so because of that we will not put it in the actual outline. Right, and I've gone ahead and labeled the top of our cone as V. I guess V for vertex. So this is the top of the cone, and V is going to be starring in this drawing. Major rules. So the line to the extreme right of the cone, that line we'll call it V3. We'll call that line V3. So what we're going to do now is we're going to pull lines or draw lines horizontally across to cut line V3, and these lines begin wherever our original cone was cut. As you can see here, wherever the pink line cuts a vertical or a diagonal line that was heading to V, we're going to pull or draw a horizontal line towards V3. Good. Now we're doing this because we want these points. These points are very important for us in order for us to get the desired result. Right now, the elevation looks like something somewhat of a construction. Looks like a building with some kind of scaffolding or something attached to it, and there's a mountain behind it. I don't know, it's very creative. But we're moving on. So we have everything we need, and now we need arcs. We need an arc that is equal in length to the circumference of the base. Now I have a very clever way for us to determine the length of it. Alright, so firstly we're going to draw an arc. The radius of the arc is V3, as you can see here. Wonderful. And now we need to know the spacings between the points on our arc or the points on our circumference. So I'm going to measure it here, and it's 258.82. And just for safety, I'm going to do it again between points 2 and 3. Right, so it's the same thing, 258.82. What we want to do now is we want to go to the arc that we just drew, radius V3, and get markings or points along the arc that are 258.82. So how I'm going to do this is I'm going to draw some arcs here. I will not show you me drawing all of them because it's very time consuming. So I drew the first one and then I copied it. Alright, so they're all 258.82, and I'm drawing some more. So at this point you can probably skip ahead, and I will cut out the rest of my arcs as well. Right, so we are back, and as you can see, I have drawn all the arcs, and the distance between them is the same, 258.82, and I have also numbered them. So we started with 3, so it's 4, 5, 6, all the way up to 12, and then back to 1, 2, 3. So this is the length that we were looking for, And these are the markings that we are looking for. And these markings are very important. The next step is to connect these points to V. Remember I said that V would be starring in this video. V is not going to disappoint. Right, so off camera, I drew all the lines to V, just with the interest of time, as you can see here. And now it looks like a wonderful fan of sorts. Now, remember those lines, the horizontal lines we drew to V3? Now we are going to draw arcs using each of them as a radius, each point. So we'll start with V, and this is our first point. So we're going to draw a radius, sorry, not a radius, an arc. And I'm going to do the same for all of these horizontal points. Right, once again, off camera, I drew these in just to save time, right? But you get the idea of what is happening. Right, we are almost finished. Now we have all of our points that we need to plot the development, or the top of the development. All right, I'm going to go to the spline command in Autocad. Depending on what CAD software you're using, it may be something different. Or if you are doing it traditionally or manually, you can just go ahead and freehand this part of the drawing. I'm not going to skip this. I'm connecting each point and I'm moving ahead. Connecting each point, moving ahead, moving along until the last point, and I enter it. And if you look at it, you will see that it's very symmetrical. The curves mirror each other, which is a good sign. That's a very good sign. And it's also smooth. It's very smooth, right? There are no jagged points or anything like that. And this is it. This is the top of the development of the frustum of our cone. I just changed the layer on it, and shortly I will change. Good. So this is the entire layer changed so that you can identify it. Thank you for viewing this video. Please like if you learned something, and please subscribe if you haven't already, and stick around for much more.